So Dashakam 80, Dashakam 78, 79, Rukmani Kalyanam is done. Next is now Satyabhama Kalyanam. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about this in detail. Dashamaskandam, you will have in detail information about Rukmani Kalyanam and so on. Here in Narayaneeyam, Bhattatri highlight just gives a gist because for him the size is less, right? In 100 Dashakams he has to cover the entire Bhagavatam, so he cannot mention much in detail. Dashakam 80. Now here what happened is, in order to marry Satyabhama, what the Lord does, Satrajitas Twamata Lubdavadarkalabdam. Lubdavat, meaning like a Lubdaha, meaning like a greedy person. The Lord wanted the Shamantakamani from Satrajit. Now the Satrajit had got this jewel. Now the name of the money or the jewel gem was Shamantaka. Now this the Lord wanted this Shamantaka money from the Satrajit, a king, a person. He had got it from the sun god. And why the Lord wanted this, why the Lord became greedy for this jewel, for that there are many reasons. Most important reason is to marry Satyabhama. So it's again an avatara or a leela. Like for example, in the Rama avatar, why did Rama go behind the golden deer? Why did Rama go behind the Mayavi deer? Anyone knows why did Rama go behind the deer? Was Rama such a fool that he didn't know such a deer did not exist? Correct. One is Nimitta Karana. What else? Still, there could have been many ways, right, in which he could have killed Ravana directly. He could have gone to Lanka and killed without Sita being abducted also. Rama, an avataram of Vishnu himself, goes behind the golden deer. That too by being warned by Lakshmana, telling that such a deer does not exist. At that time, Rama says that it's okay, even if it does not exist, if it is a Mayavi also, I will kill and come. But Sita Devi has first time asked me something, so therefore I have to go and bring it. Like she rightly said, it will be Nimitta Matra. Secondly, Rama Sita has asked something, I should go and bring that for her. And one more reason is Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. When our times of danger are near, many times we lose what we do. That's the reason in our difficult times also, or when there's a lot of tension around, we don't know what we are doing, what we are speaking, right? Sometimes it happens. And then later we say, oh, I was not aware what I said. What did I do? What did I say? We ask, right? Same thing happened with Rama also. Ramaha Naravataram. So whatever he behaves or whatever happened in the entire Ramayana is all related to human life today. So, in order, the point is to take up that Leela, the golden deer comes in, and then such a Mayavi, Mrugam, as we call, goes and Rama goes behind it, and that's how the later Ramayana part takes place. So, here also Krishna, it's not that he needed the Chamantaka jewel, he's a lord of lords, he has a Kaustuva money on him. Why did he become greedy for the Shamantaka money? Again, a Leela of the Lord. So this was like a strategy. Tasyatmajam tvayiratam chalataf vivodam. It was like a strategy of the Lord to marry Satyabhama Devi. Further, now this Satrajit also was quite smart. Immediately someone will ask, he is not going to give his precious jewel away to Krishna, right? Now what happened is, the Lord's, the Satrajit's brother Prasena, this person what he did was, he wore this jewel around his neck so that nobody will be able to steal him. So Satrajit tells that you wear this jewel around your neck and go away. Now that Prasena, he wears that jewel and he goes for hunting. Now here what happened is, a lion, in the hunting in the forest, there was a lion. Now that lion, the jewel was very shiny. You can say from far off only you could see the shine of the jewel. The lion thought that it is some food shining from far. It pounces on Prasena, ends up killing. And here what happened is, at this time, and the lion took away the jewel. At this time, what happened is Jambavan from the Ramayana reference, he killed the lion and he took it away and he gave the jewel to his child, who is a child of Jambavan, Jambavati, who will become the later wife of Krishna. Now here what happened is, now here Satrajit, he comes to know about all this. And then he puts a false claim on Krishna, saying that this Krishna only has stolen my jewel. Krishna did not do anything. But here Bhattatri very beautifully highlights that Janaha Tvam Maniharam Jananam Piyusham Bhavati Guninam Dosha Kanika. Even if there is even a slight fault, in a very virtuous person, people will look at that fault. Give you a simple example: you do 10 things good, one bad thing, people remember the bad thing, not the 10 good things that you did, right? So the Lord, the greatest of all, so many leelas he did, he had rescued so many people, but still, because of that greed that he had for the jewel, people started thinking against the Lord also. So even in the case now, here the Lord wanted the jewel because again it's a leela of the Lord. He wanted to marry Satyabhama and so on. But here, even if the Lord also had to face such things, what to talk about human beings? For the purpose of the avatara, also the Lord had to face such false allegations against him. Satrajit also ended up saying that this Krishna only would have stolen that jewel. Now, here what happened is the Lord, he knew everything about the jewel, still he went in search of the jewel. That's when he saw Prasena and the lion lying dead in the forest. And that's when he goes inside the Kapi Guham. Kapi Guham is now Kapi actually is a monkey, but here it's meant for Jambavan. So basically, monkeys and bears, this term is used together. So he goes inside the cave where Jambavan was there. Now, Jambavan was a great devotee of Rama in the previous avataram, but in Krishna avataram, Jambavan could not realize Krishna. And that's when Jambavan he says that Bhavantam ativaya swayam Jambavan mukunda sharanam hima. Jambavan asked that who has come to disturb me? For me, only Lord Mukunda or only Lord Vishnu is my only resort. Who has come here? And it seems that because Krishna came to disturb Jambavan, Jambavan started having a fight. You can say both of them started hitting each other. With Jambavan hit the Lord with his fist, and while he was hitting, also he was calling out to O Rama, O Hari, Vibho Raghupate Hare Jaya Jaya. He was calling out to Rama. Finally, Jambavan he realized the Lord and said that this Krishna is the same Rama as he was in his previous avataram. He gave away his younger daughter Jambavati to Krishna in marriage, also gave the Shamantakamani. The Lord accepted both and immediately returned back, and he gave back the Shamantakamani to Satrajit. Now Satrajit, now he realized his mistake and said that, oh, I had put so much of false allegations on Krishna, but this Lord has come to return back my jewel. That's when he gave away his daughter Satyabhama. Duhitaram mahodhiman bhaman gira iva, gave away his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to the Lord, and along with the jewel also. So the Lord got back the jewel as well as Satyabhama Devi. That's when all of them became very happy that the Lord had got married with Rukmani, Satyabhama, and Jambavati. Now here, while all this is being, now here, if you see verse number 6, Satyabhama Kalyanam, Rukmani Kalyanam ends. Verse number 7, Dashakam 80, you go to the Kurukshetra. From the Mahabharata reference little it starts. That's when the Lord gets the news that Kaunteyadaha Katayatha, the sons of Kunti, that is the Pandavas, they were in danger. They were being burnt in the wax palace while they were living in the forest. That's when the Lord went to the land of the Kurus, and in order to make the Pandavas save them. During this time, what happened is there was a person called Shatadhanu who ended up killing Satrajit, and he again took away the jewel that was there. Now, here what happened is Satyabhama was overcome with grief that her father was being killed, and she went to Kurukshetra. She goes to Kurukshetram to meet the Lord. That's when she goes and tells the Lord that my father has been killed by this person called Shatadhanu. The Lord ends up killing this Shatadhanu and made her happy that the one who killed her father is also killed. And again, now, but the jewel that was there, Shamantakamani again had vanished somewhere. That's when Balarama, he goes in search about the jewel for some time, and while he was doing that, he goes to Mithilapuri. There he met Duryodhana and taught him Ramo Gadam Samashishikshatadartarashtram. He ended up training Duryodhana there. Now, this Akrura, now this the death of Satrajit that was there was like a plan which was plotted by Akrura. Why he did that was so that the Lord gets back his jewel again, the Shamantaka money again. But here what happened is after Satrajit and Shatadhanu died, the Lord gave the Shamantaka money to Akrura himself, Akrura being a great devotee of the Lord. Now here Akrura here. Now here Bhattatri says Bhava Bhaktastvai Sthirataras Sahi Gandhineya Tasyeva Kapatamatihi. Kapatamatihi evil mind. So Akrura was a great devotee of the Lord, but little here evil thoughts came in order to attack Shatrajit or Satrajit also, who was a father-in-law of the Lord. So how come, being so devoted to the Lord, how come Akrura got this thought in him? It seems that the Lord wanted the Akrura had a lot of pride in him, saying that I have a lot of knowledge, self-control, and so on. The Lord wanted to bring this pride down. That's the reason this Leela was being done. Finally, Akrura, it seems that while he saw the Lord who came to attack. Now, Shatrajit was killed by Shatadanu. Now, the Shatadanu was prompted, or Akrura and a person called Kritavarma. They had told Shatadanu to attack Shatrajit. So now the Akrura realizes that, oh, the Lord, this Satrajit is a father-in-law of the Lord himself, and he feels very guilty that because of him, this Shatrajit was killed. And it seems that both of them they fled. Yatam bhayena kritavarma yutam punastvam. Both of them they fled in fear. It seems that's when the Lord calls out Akrura, tells him that you please keep the gem with you. This is again my Leela in order to bring down your pride down. And finally, then Bhama Kuchanta Shayana Pavanesha Payaha. Then the Lord lived happily with Satyabhama. Similarly, Pavanesha Payaha, O Lord of Guruvayur, just as you saved everyone, similarly kindly save me also. Now here Dashakam 80 is very important. It shows that people on the right path also can fall down. Therefore we have to be very careful. Like here it happens in the case of Akrura, a great devotee, but somehow pride comes in, pride puffs in. Let it be Arjuna, let it be Akrura, or let it be anyone else. So the Lord tries to show a path down. This is the reason why whenever we pray to the Lord, we need to ask for two things: Sadbuddhi, Satsangam. Otherwise, we never know. Today, everything is going on good. Tomorrow, we never know how our minds change. If it has happened for great devotees like Akrura or even Arjuna and people like that, what to talk about human beings? Today, morning will be good, evening, Tamogunam comes in. We never know about it. So, here, this Dashakam 80 is very important, wherein the Lord tries to show that like Jambavan also. My greatest of devotees also can fall down due to pride or due to many reasons that are there. We have to be careful, and the Lord somehow teaches them a lesson and brings them back on track. Dashakam 81, let's continue. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Dashakam 81, let's see. Now, here what happened is after spending a lot of time with Bhama also, that's when the Lord went to attend the wedding of Panchali. To please the Pandavas, he lived for Hastinapuram in some time, and that's when the Lord founded the city of Indraprastha and he returned back to Dwarka. Now, here, the younger sister of Krishna, Subhadra, she was to be given in marriage to Duryodhana. Now, here, what happened is at this time, Kauravenarthyamana, but here somehow Arjuna he comes in the guise of an ascetic or so, like in the sage, he comes and he takes Subhadra Devi away. Balarama became very angry over this because Balarama, as we had discussed earlier also, was a man of true virtues. He said that whatever you do, let it be even under the name of Dharma, it should be done properly. But Krishna used to not do this. The gist of Krishna Avataram itself, Krishna decides that in Rama Avataram I went on the path of Dharma, Rama Rajam, Raja Dharmam, Pitra Dharmam, Bharta Dharmam, and so on. I ended up suffering, or I had to give up everything, and in the end, people started accusing me only. In Krishna Avataram, what I will do is, under the name of Dharma, if the opposite person is not listening, I will try to put them down. Now please make a note that this is not like a tit for tat mentality. But if people like Duryodhana also are kept alive, many more people around will have to suffer. So it is better that by hook or crook, such people are you can say thrown away or they are killed also. But here Balarama does not like this. He someone coming and abducting Arjuna, as like Arjuna, someone coming and abducting the princess and going away. Balarama becomes very angry over this. Somehow the Lord pacifies Balarama, and that's when it seems that the Lord, along with Satyabhama, goes to meet Arjuna. Now here what happened is, as the Lord, along with Satyabhama, goes to meet Arjuna, all this happens on the banks of the river Yamuna. On the banks of the river Yamuna, Grihitva tam Kalindi. He saw Kalindi, who's another wife among the Ashtamahishis of Krishna. He ends up marrying Kalindi. That's when Agni Bhagavan was very much, Agni Bhagavan was there nearby, and he tells that there is a forest fire which is there, which is a forest actually, that's called the Khandava Vanam. Khandava Priyanita Agnihi. He tells that Agni Bhagavan was pleased because the Lord allows Agni to consume. That is, a forest fire broke out, but the Khandava Agni, Khandava forest was fully consumed by Agni. That's when the Lord became very pleased. Agni also became pleased. Both of them they returned back to Dwaraka. Next is Mitravinda. Now Mitravinda is actually Vasudeva's sister's daughter. And she was a princess of Avanti. She was in great love with Krishna, and that's how um, it seems that she wanted to marry the Lord, but somehow she was a bit, you can say, hesitant also because it is within the family. But somehow the Lord took her away suddenly, and that's how he ends up marrying Mitravinda. That's when later he goes to Kaushala Desham, Kaushala. It's not Kosala, it is Kaushala. And there he married a king's daughter. The name of the king is Nagnajit Nandanam Tam Punaha Udavaha Nagnajit Nandanam Tam. Now, how did he marry this Nagnajit's daughter? Is there the Lord tried to show his strength by your, you can say, harnessing. There were seven bulls who were there together. He set a control on all that by assuming seven different forms. That's when the Nagnajit's daughter was given in marriage to the Lord. Now, this Nagnajit's daughter is also Vasudeva's sister's daughter. Finally, what happened is this Arjuna, he had hit the reflection of the fish and married Draupadi. But this was not done by Arjuna alone, even Krishna also had done this. Like, he had also married Lakshmana in this manner. It was done even by Krishna also, and that's how he ended up marrying Lakshmana, who is again the daughter of the king of Madra Desham. This is how were Ashtamahishis were married off to Krishna. Further, what happened is, along with Satyabhama and Garuda, the Lord, you can say, roamed over the three worlds as and when needed. That's when they were all going to a garden. And in order to, you can say, some people did not allow them inside the garden, the Lord ended up killing the entire army that was there. And while the army was being killed, it seems that the entire city turned into blood. That's how the name of that place was Pragjotisham. Pragjotisham got its name as Shonitapuram. Shonitapura meaning the city of blood. Shonita. Okay. Further, there was an asura called Mura. That's how the Lord gets the name Murari. Mura has got five faces, and the Lord with his Sudarshana Chakram ends up cutting all his five heads. Further, Narakasuram comes to fight. Narakasura comes to fight with the Lord with four tusked elephants. That was a species of elephants then. Like this mighty elephants he had, and that's how the Lord also cut off his head and made him go to hell, it seems. Further is Bhuma Devi. She starts singing praises in praise of the Lord, and that's when to Narakasura's son, the Lord immediately gave a kingdom and an elephant because Narakasura was killed. To his son, the Lord ensured that he lived a good life. The name of his son was Bhagadatte Asyatanaye, verse number 8. That's when the rest of the elephants who were there, they were all sent back to Dwaraka. And here the Lord also, what he did was Shodasha Punaha Sahasrani, 16,000 odd queens. They were also nourished with love also by the Lord. They were all taken care of by the Lord after who were kept captive in Narakasura's kingdom. Now here what happened is Aditi Devi, she had got her earrings that were there. They were stolen by Narakasura. The Lord goes to heaven along with Satyabhama and gives back the earrings to Aditi Devi. Further, what happened is the Kalpataru or the wish fulfilling tree that was there, which was there in Indra's kingdom, that the Lord took away. And this angered Indra a lot, and that's how both of them they had a fight. Again, the Lord won over that, and the Lord, he by doing this, he tries to show to the world that again, being proud of our achievements doesn't help. It can be brought down by a war. All the prosperity also will vanish immediately if you try to show your strength, or you can say false pride in front of the Lord. Further, what happened is now this Kalpavriksha tree was you can say planted in the courtyard in Satyabhama's palace. The 16,000 women also were accepted by the Lord as his wives. The Lord took various forms also and ensured that all the princesses who were there were kept engaged, and at the same time they were all given a sense of protection. Narada, it seems he was surprised to see this Rasalila again, and that's when to each one of them, Dashadashatanayan, Pahivatalaesha, each one of those queens, 10 sons or so, each were born so that they can take care of their mothers and so on. So this is how the Leela of the Lord was there. How the Lord got married to Ashtamahishis, how he established, you can say, supremacy over the nearby kingdoms who were there, nearby kings who came to attack, and so on. And how, again, from Narakasura's kingdom, many princesses were rescued. So Dashakam 81, we saw the marriage of the Lord. Now finally what happened is Pradyumno Raupaniya. Dashakam 82. Now Pradyumna, who was the son of Rukmani Devi and Krishna. Now Pradyumna was, you can say, Krishna only. It's not even like Krishna. He had the Sakhaluta Vakala. He was like a part or an essence of the Lord. He was kidnapped by a person called Shambaraha. Shambarena Ardaha. Now later what happened is Pradyumna, he ended up killing Shambara, and he returned back to Dwaraka along with his wife Rati Devi. And here what happened is Rukmi's daughter who was there, Rukmi is the brother of Rukmini. Pradyumna also bought the daughter of Rukmi and ended up marrying her. So the popular tradition that goes about marrying one's own aunt's children and one's own uncles, it's the maternal uncle's sons or daughters, that goes from this Krishna Avataram only, wherein they ended up marrying each other's maternal uncle. And if you see Krishna also, if you remember, in yesterday's instance, we saw his father, sisters, aunt's children also. So like this tradition moves about. Now why it was being done is one's own maternal uncle and one's own aunt who is there, they have a different Vamshavali. Their Gotram differs. So therefore they can end up marrying. Some fools will make some comment saying that how can one marry in one's own family? It's a family relation, no doubt, but the Gotra differs. So people were not ignorant about it. Our aunt's Gotram or the Vamshavali, if you see, she goes to another family. So of course her the nakshatra, gotra, also everything differs. Not the nakshatra. Of course, the gotram it differs, the family differs. Similarly, one's own maternal side is different. So therefore, such marriages could take place then. It was accepted. That's the reason till date also some families practice this. Further, what happened is son of Pradyumna is Aniruddha. He married Rochana. Now, who was this Rochana? She was a granddaughter of Rukmi. I repeat again, if you want, you can note it down. Pradyumna ended up marrying the daughter of Rukmi. Aniruddha, who is the grandson of Krishna, he ended up marrying Rochana, who is the granddaughter of Rukmi. Yes. And the Lord also had gone to the wedding of his grandson. And now in those times, the entertainment that was there, Dhyuta Vairavate, game of dice was the source of entertainment. So during a game of dice, it seems that Rukmi was killed by Balarama. So a fight took place, and that's how he ended up killing. Further, what happens is Banasuram. This Dashakam is very auspicious for Lord Shiva. Now, Bana, he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and he had Sahasrahasta, he had 1,000 arms. And his daughter Usha Devi, it seems that Usha Devi, she had not seen Aniruddha before. That is a grandson of Krishna, was not seen by Usha Devi before. This Usha Devi is nothing but Ushas that we say, morning time, the same thing. But in her dreams, it seems that she is no, that is different. That reference is different. This is of Aniruddha. Yeah. So that's why I told you daytime. Yeah. So Aniruddha here, she had not seen Aniruddha personally, but in her dreams, she had imagined a man, it seems, and that man looked like Aniruddha only. He was a grandson of uh, Krishna. And she used to, she fell in love with him. She started facing, you can say, Viraha, Atura, Viraha, separation from him. And that's when Usha's friend was there, that Usha Devi's friend, her name was Chitralekha. She was a woman with yogic powers also, and as her name suggests, Chitralekha, she could make drawings also. So, and she used to draw portraits of young men and so on. That's when she knew that the Susha Devi was continuously thinking up of Aniruddha. That's when Chitralekha, it seems that she made the portrait of many men. One out of that was Aniruddha. Chitralekha, the friend of Usha, she took Usha and told that I have made many portraits or so. You please see. Out of that, in your dream, the man who has come in your dream, is it one amongst them? Immediately, Usha recognizes uh, Aniruddha. That's how Chitralekha, she was a very close, a dear friend of Usha Devi. She somehow, with her powers also, she bought Aniruddha during night time, it seems, without the knowledge of Aniruddha also. This is all again the Leela of the Lord. Here, what happened is, now Usha Aniruddha comes and he is also very happy. So it was like new love for both of them. Both were very much happy with each other, Aniruddha and Usha. This, of course, Usha's father Bana did not like, and he ended up tying this Aniruddha also. This news that was there, the Lord Krishna got about this news, and immediately he comes to Bana's city. Now, name of Bana's city is Shonitapura. We had seen yesterday. Pragjyotisha was renamed as Shonitapura, the city of blood. Now, this news was given to the Lord by Narada. The Lord comes with his army and he attacks Shonitapura. That's when what happened is, here at this time, there a fight comes between Krishna and Shiva. Why Shiva? Because Banasura was a great devotee of Shiva. Now Shiva, with his Bhutaganas who were there, they blocked the Yadavas who had come along with Krishna. That's when Banasura started fighting with Yuyudhana. Yuyudhana was one among the Yadava chiefs. Guha, who was there. Guha is Lord Skanda, Kartikeya. He started fighting with Pradyumna, and the Lord himself was fighting with Shiva. Again, this is a Leela that is there. It's not a proper fight as such. Now, all Shiva's weapons also were stopped, and the Lord set out the Mohini Astam that was there. And it seems that all the Bhutaganas also, they all started flying here and there. Skanda also was defeated, it seems, by Pradyumna. That's when even Balarama ended up uh, killing, or you can say, defeating the minister of Banasura. His name was Kumbhandam. Sachivaha Sakumbhandaha, verse number 6. Finally, next, now Banasura still did not give up. He attacked the army with 500 bows and arrows continuously, it seems. And here, what happened is, now the Shaivas who were there, that is the Bhutakana, Shiva's devotees who had come, they all knew that worshipping Lord Krishna is the only resort that we have, our own Lord, that is Shiva is a great devotee of the Lord. They all started singing the praises of the Lord, it seems, and they all went away. From there, that's when Banasura still he did not give up. He was continuously fighting. He had a lot of weapons. Again, he started attacking ferociously. That's when Lord Shiva also realized the greatness of the Lord. Shankarena Upagitaha, meaning Shankaraha, Lord Shiva also started praising the Lord. And he told Banasura that, sorry, Lord Shiva told Vishnu that this Banasura is a great devotee of mine, you please leave him also. Now later Banasura also turns and becomes a devotee of Lord Krishna. That's when later the Lord returns with Aniruddha and his daughter-in-law, that is granddaughter-in-law Usha Devi, back to Dwarka. With this, the Banasura story comes to an end. Last two verses that are there, that's when what happens is the Lord ends up defeating Indra again and again. And Varuna Bhagwan, in an instance, what happened is, previously we had seen that Nanda, who was there, was kidnapped by Varuna Bhagwan, if you remember. So that's when Varuna also was defeated. Now again, so like this, if you see, all these demigods were there, Indra, Vayu, Varuna also, in different instances, they were also defeated also. And even Brahma's pride was brought down. Vidhim Vatsyete, when he stole the cows and the gopas. Similarly, Agni Bhagwan was there, who was Vayu's friend. He was also defeated when the forest fire broke out, and the Lord ended up drinking the entire fire. So Bhattatri in verse number 9, what he tries to show is he gives a gist of these demigods, Indra the Devas being defeated. Indra, Govardhana Parvatam, one instance where Indra was defeated. Agni, who is Vayu's friend, fire and air, they have to be together. Forest fire broke out, the Lord ended up drinking the entire fire. So again, he emerged powerful there. Next, Varuna, when Varuna Bhagwan captured or kidnapped Nandagopa at that time, the Lord defeated Varuna and brought back his father. Next, Brahma. Brahma stole the cows, gopas also. The Lord again taught him a lesson. So all these gods also, if they, whenever they overcame the Lord, they were also taught proper lessons. So thus Bhattatri says that this incarnation, Tata Ayam Avataraha Jayati Te. Bhattatri says that this avatar of yours, O Lord, has won over everything and all your other incarnations also. Finally, later what happens is Rijarusha Krikala Savapurdharam. Last was King Nirgaha. There was a king called Nirga. He was reduced, you can say, due to a Brahmin's curse or so, he got the body of a lizard or like a chameleon, you can consider. And the Lord was somehow, but he was a great devotee of the Lord and he was given moksha by the Lord. So, thus, through this path, what though he gave moksha to Nirga, he ended up telling Nirga that you must have high regard also for the Brahmins, otherwise you will end up being always cursed also. So thus in this Dashakam, what does Bhattatri say is after talking about Banasura, verse number 9, he shows wherein the Lord had taught a lesson to all other gods also wherever necessary. Last verses, when a devotee, a true devotee also, again, he was also taught a lesson, but he was given moksha. He was freed from his curse when he got the body of a lizard, that King Mirga. So, through all these examples, Bhattatri in Dashakam 82, he says that, O Lord of Upadishan Pavaneshwara Pahimam, through your Leelas, you ended up safeguarding everyone, you ended up teaching lessons to everyone. What about me? Please safeguard me too. Okay, with this, Dashakam 82 ends. Dashakam 83, let's see. Dashakam 83, what happened is the story of Poundraka Vasudeva. Now, this Poundraka Vasudeva, this person, thought that he himself was Krishna. He saw that the world was giving a lot of respect to Krishna, so he also decided that I'll also dress up like Krishna, I'll behave like Krishna, and so on. So that's when he sends a message to the Lord and says that, what is this message? Narayana aham avatirna, Narayano aham avatirna ihasmi bhumau. He tells that this Paundraka Vasudeva sends a message to Krishna saying that I am Narayana, I've come down to Bhulokam, taken an avataram. Therefore, it seems that you also have a form similar to me. Please surrender all that and you give up all those forms and you have to surrender to me. This is what that Paundraka Vasudeva sends a message to the Lord. Now everyone started wondering who it is. After that messenger had gone away, Lord along with the Yadava army, he goes to the city of Paundraka. That's when he saw that this Paundraka's body somewhat similar to him, and he also had worn a pitambaram, fish-shaped ornaments also like a Kaustuba Srivatsa. That all looked fake, of course, but still he had also dressed up like him. That's when this Paundraka he threw his Sudarshana Chakram at the Lord. Now the Sudarshana Chakra of Paundraka was made of black iron, it seems. Kala Ayasam, verse number 4. That's when the Lord, what he said. So he sets out his original Sudarshana Chakram, ends up cutting the head of the Lord. And it seems that the Lord also cut off. Now, this Paundraka Vasudeva had a friend, Kashi. He ended up killing the Kashi also, who was causing a lot of trouble to the Lord. Further, what happened is due to Jalyena Balaka Gira Pikila, verse number 5, Dashakam 83, this Paundraka Vasudeva, like a fool, used to believe that he was indeed Vasudeva himself, but because he was continuously thinking about the Lord, like Kamsa also, or like Ravana, though they were all enemies, they got moksha or sayujam with the Lord. And that's when Bhattatri again says that even an enemy of yours, even though they are thinking about you in a wrong manner, still because just because they were continuously thinking about you, they also got moksha. What about me? Further, the son of Kashi, his name was Sudakshina, he comes to worship Shankara, and that's when he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He learns some black magic also and tries to do the same thing on the Lord. And through his black magic, he ends up creating a fire which was called as Kritya. And these Kritya, and along with the fellow Bhutaganas who were there, he tries to attack the Lord. And the Lord again fought with them also. Now, before that, the citizens who were there, the people, they were afraid of because of the fire, this Kritya, because it ended up burning everything. Finally, the Lord got the news about this, and the Sudarshana Chakra was ready in the hands of the Lord. He set out, and the Sudarshana Chakra went dashing. Abhyapata, Abhyapatatyamitanamni bhavan mahastre roshat sudakshinam. Sudakshina got very angry on this, and that Kritya, the fire which had built up, it ran away shouting in distress also, and it seems that it ended up uh, burning. Sudakshina himself who had set out, and the Sudarshana Chakra in turn it burned down the entire city of Kashi. Further, Sakhalu Vividaraksho Bhate. Next, there was a monkey called Dvividha. This monkey had helped the Lord during the Rama Avataram, and he had a desire in Rama Avataram that I should be killed by one of your part incarnations. Part incarnations is half, that is Balarama. So this Dvivida in his next birth, he was born, he was a minister of Narakasura, and he went on the evil path in Krishna Avataram and started creating problems also for the people. That's when in a fight with Balarama, he was killed by a blow. Yudhyannada papatatala ahataha. Balarama gave him a blow and Dvivida came falling down. Next is finally the last was Samba was again kept a captive in the Kuru kingdom, that is in the kingdom of the Pandavas, because he had abducted their daughter. Balarama went to the capital of the Kurus and somehow he pacified uh, the people there and released Samba. Now here, because the Kurus were there, Kurus is the Kauravas also. Now here the Lord did not interfere, it seems. He did not send his Yadava army because he wanted the Kurus only to be killed by the Pandavas. So therefore, Bhattatri, what he tries to show is Pavana Purapate Tapashantyain Sheve. He says, like you have done your various leelas also, please remove my sufferings also. Now, in these two Dashakams, if you see, Bhattatri purposely highlights that wherever necessary, the Lord goes. Like here, when he had to release Samba or so, or when he wanted the Pandavas only to fight against the Kauravas, the Lord does not interfere there. The Lord does not send his army also. So herein, Bhattatri maybe he consoles himself, saying that still maybe I have a long way to go. Still maybe from my side, let me see if my sufferings end. I should not go and just keep crying and cribbing about my suffering. Should go fall at the feet of the Lord always. From my end only, I'll try. And he consoles himself, saying that maybe still the time has not come. Still, I'll continuously keep praying to you because, like me, there are many other instances wherein you did not go. Like wherever necessary, you taught a lesson, like to the Dvivida monkey, or let it be the other gods also. Wherever necessary, you taught them a lesson. Then only you removed their suffering. So maybe for me also, the time has not come. But still, please remember, I remember all these leelas wherein, even though people went on the, this is one way of interpretation. Second is, even when people went on the wrong path also, let it be Paundraka Vasudeva, let it be the Dvivida monkey also, still you taught them a lesson, but later you gave them moksha. At least in this way also, if you give me moksha, that is also acceptable. So even for those who went on the wrong path, you rescued them, you removed their sufferings. So why not me? So still maybe my time has not come. This is how Bhattatri consoles himself, and he concludes Dashakam 83 saying that Tapashantyeni Sheve, please suffer, please remove all the sufferings that I have. I end up worshipping you, O Lord of Guruvadu. Okay, with this Dashakam 83 comes to an end.